was kind of hoping for a little LL Cool J to bring me on stage too here, but I guess not today. So again, my name is Dave Ogdahl. I'm the treasurer here at Jacob's Well. My wife Carrie and I have been coming here for about 2 years, just over 2 years. I believe we had been going to a bigger church here in the area and kind of searching for reasons not to go every Sunday. I think probably a lot of us are thinking the same thing. And my wife found Jacob's Well's website on the Bethlehem site, and we showed up. And we sat right back there. We sit back there every week, I think. And I had my daughter Lily, who was just about 2 years old at the time, in my arms. And Nate and the band started playing, and she looked at me, these big eyes, and she's like, "It's loud." So we've been coming back ever since. So that's why we came initially. That's the music, the bagels. It was all good. But now it actually comes to the point where I look forward to coming here on Sundays. Before it was almost like I had the Saturday blues. Now I have kind of the Saturday highs, knowing that I get to come here and hear the band and hear Greg and listen to the message. It's really inspired me. Maybe this is overdrawn a little bit, but it's coming here has kind of inspired me to aspire to be a better person. So having said that, without making this sound like a town meeting, we do need to talk about the finances. So we're trying to be as transparent as we possibly can here at Jacob's Well, and honest about everything. So obviously, finance is one of those things that we need to be honest about. And to be honest, Greg has been a little skittish almost, because Jacob's Well is not about the money. We don't want to make this about the money. But I'm on the board, and some of the board members were kind of pressing him to say, I think we need to be honest. Not that he was trying not to be honest, but we need to get out to the whole community as to what our financial situation is. So here's the honest overview, so to speak. A lot of you probably know that we got a $450,000 grant from Bethlehem Church, and we started receiving that money in May of 2006, and we've been using that money up until December of 2008. We stopped receiving cash from Bethlehem in December of 2008. On top of that, we also got a $45,000 grant from our denomination, the ELCA, which effectively we've received over that same period of time. We still have one payment that they will be receiving from them here, I believe. So you take all that money, almost $500,000. We've used it. We've started up this church, and we're no longer receiving the funds as of December of 2008. We had a substantial amount of money at that time, but subsequent to that, on average, our expenses are about $25,000 a month. We have a staff. We pay the staff. We have this building. The highest paid person on an hourly basis here is actually the janitor or the engineer. So it costs money here to come here and to provide for the service and everything we receive here at Jacob's Well. So we have about $25,000 in expenses, and on average, we're receiving about $18,000 a month in offering. I'm a finance guy. Probably don't need to be a finance guy to figure we're about $7,000 short every month. So what do? You have two options. Again, I come from the finance industry. If in business, we'd say, well, you grow top line or you cut expenses. We've cut expenses as much as we can. We run a very thin ship here, or a very, very lean ship. We are doing some things to cut expenses. We have the office over on 48th in Chicago. We're going to get out of that office and find something cheaper. Should be between $1,500 and $2,000 cheaper per month. So that'll help. That digs into the $7,000 deficit, which is obviously helpful. Obviously not enough. So in addition to that, we've actually, there's a study out there that shows for the churches in the area, we're actually about as lean as they come. Said otherwise, for $25,000, we get a lot out of that spend. For churches our size of about 250 people, or 250 people on average that are part of our community, so to speak. So there's the cutting expenses side. We're doing as much as we can. So that leaves, how do you grow top line? So Greg mentioned the Jacob's Well venue number 2. That's going to help, but that isn't right now. So then it comes to offering. So I'm the guy that has to ask this message. First of all, obviously we appreciate everything that we've received in your current offerings. I mean, I mentioned it before, I don't think I'd be going to church right now if it wasn't for Jacob's Well. So, I mean, the offerings we're receiving today, very much appreciated. And, you know, nobody wants to necessarily have to talk about money and have to ask for money. But to run the church, it takes money, and everyone knows that. So we want to grow our ministry too. So it's not just to pay the bills and pay the light bills and pay the Xerox copy machine at the office and all that stuff. It's to also develop our relationship with God and to develop the ministry, not just with these people here, but as Greg says, the people that aren't here yet. So without sounding like a TV evangelist, I'll do my best not to be Jim Bakker. I'm here to plug 2 things. The first thing is Simply Giving. Many of you probably know what it is. It's, you know, you fill out your forms and then automatically your offerings can be taken out of your account once a month, once a week, whatever you so self-directedly want to do. And the beauty of it is Jacob's Well happens whether I come to church or whether I don't come to church. Those expenses are $25,000. They fluctuate, but around $25,000 every month, regardless of who is here and who is not here. So while we appreciate significantly the contributions that are made while you're here, the expenses continue to happen. So to get a consistent revenue stream, I hate to call it, again, I'm a business guy, so apologies, but to get that consistent offering, to get people on Simply Giving is a huge thing that can just extremely help our congregation and give that consistency of giving. So the other thing is, in addition to Simply Giving, is to increase your giving. Tithing was mentioned. Self-admitted, I don't tithe. Tithing is very, very difficult. At least it seems difficult. Someone says it may not be difficult. We can all admit, 10% of your income is a lot of money, especially if you're giving significantly less. So I'm not asking you to tithe. Greg, you're excluded from that. You're mandated. But if you give 3% of your salary, try giving 4%. If you give 4%, try giving 5%. Said another ways, if you give $20 a week, try raising it 15%. Maybe give $25 instead. It's huge. We can do this. I mean, $7,000 a month deficit is a lot of money, but there's a lot of people here. We have 250 quote-unquote giving units, whether they're a family or a single. I don't want to say family. What do you do? I'm again finance guy, not as public speaker. So we have about 200 giving units. About the top 10% of those 200 units give about 50% of our income. So over the $9,000-$10,000 comes from about 20 giving families or singles. So there's a lot of opportunity here. There's a lot of people that can give more. I completely understand. There are a lot of us that can't. You got to take care of your family first. You got to take care of everything, the mandates first. But my message is those 2 things. I'll leave you. I won't go on too much longer. Simply Giving, expenses don't stop. We would really, really appreciate if we'd see a whole bunch of us get on Simply Giving so we can get that consistent revenue stream and really consider increasing your giving. I'm going to do it. I'm asking you to join my family in doing that as well. So thank you very much.